Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Shrinvatam Svakataha Krishna Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hridayantasto hi abhadrani vidunoti shruti satam Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata seveya Bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtikihi.
Hare Krishna,
Reading.
Madhuri, can you speak up or come closer to mic? It seems you're like speaking from far. I don't know if others are also.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, this is slightly better. Yeah. Go ahead.
Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 24, chanting the song sung by Lord Shiva, verses 1 to 3. Text 1. Maitreya Uvacha Vijitasvo Dhirajasit Prutu Putraha Prutu Sravaha Yaviyobhyo Adadat Kshat Ka Astaha Brihadbriho Brihatar Vatsalaha. Translation. The great sage Maitreya continued, Vijitasva, the eldest son of Maharaj Prithu, who had a reputation like his father's, became emperor and gave his younger brothers different directions of the world to govern, for he was very affectionate towards his brothers. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After describing the life and character of Maharaj Prithu in the previous chapter, the great sage Maitreya began to speak about the sons and grandsons in the genealogical line of the Prithu dynasty. After the death of Maharaj Prithu, his eldest son Vijitasva became emperor of the world. King Vijitasva was very affectionate towards his younger brothers and therefore he wanted them to rule different directions of the world. From time immemorial, the eldest son generally becomes king after the death of the previous king. When the Pandavas ruled the earth, Maharaj Yudhishthira, the eldest son of King Pandu, became emperor, and his younger brothers assisted him. Similarly, King Vijitasva's younger brothers were appointed to govern the different directions of the world. Text 2. Haryakshayadishat prachim धूम्रकेशय दक्षिणां पश्चिम ऊर्ध्व samagnya turyam dravina se vibhuhu. Translation. Maharaj Vijitasva offered the eastern part of the world to his brother Haryaksha, the southern part to Dhumrakesha, the western part to Vrika, and the northern part to Dravina. Text 3. Antardhana gatim sakrala Labdvantardhana samhita apatyatariyam adhatha sikandiyam shusham mattam. Translation. Formerly, Maharaj Vijitasva pleased the king of heaven, Indra, and from him received the title Antardhana. His wife's name was Shikandini, and by her he begot 3 good sons. Purport. Maharaj Vijitasva was known as Antardhana, which means disappearance. He received this title from Indra, and it refers to the time when Indra stole Maharaj Prithu's horse from the sacrificial arena. Indra was not visible to others when he was stealing the horse, but Maharaj Prithu's son Vijitasva could see him. Yet, despite his knowing that Indra was taking away his father's horse, Vijitasva did not attack him. This indicates that Maharaj Vijitasva respected the right persons. Although Indra was stealing the horse from his father, Vijitasva knew perfectly well that Indra was not an ordinary thief. Since Indra was a great and powerful demigod and servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vijitasva purposefully excused him due to sentiment only, even though Indra was acting wrongly. Thus Indra became very pleased with Vijitasva at that time. The demigods have the great mystic power of being able to appear and disappear according to their will, and since Indra was very pleased with Vijitasva, he bestowed this mystic power upon him. Thus, Vijitasva became known as Antardhana. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatada Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I like to seek blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and thank you for giving me an opportunity to purify myself. Please forgive me for any shortcomings. So Maitreya sage continues to talk to Vidura. The chapter starts with the explanation of the family lineage originated from the Prithu Maharaj known as Prithu dynasty. So after the death of Maharaj Prithu, his eldest son Vijitasva takes over the responsibilities and becomes the emperor of the world. But as we knew in the purport that the nature of Vijitasva was very affectionate and so towards his younger brother, and therefore he allotted different directions to his brothers to rule over. From time immemorial, one of the practice of the culture is that the eldest son generally takes over the king's responsibility and leads the family tree after the death of the king. The same principle is followed even in common man's life. But if the eldest son is not capable of executing those responsibilities for any reason, such as physically handicapped or mentally challenged, then the next immediate family member is empowered with that responsibility so that the lineage is carried forward in a successful manner. We see many examples in the Shastras where the elder son is not capable, the younger one is throned as a king. One such example is Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was born blind to Vichitravira's elder queen Ambika. Despite being the eldest, his blindness disqualified him from inheriting the throne, which passed to his younger brother, half brother Pandu. However, that is another part of circumstances when, after Pandu renounced the throne and retired to forest, Dhritarashtra assumed kingship of the Kuru kingdom. On the other hand, if you look into it, if the responsibilities are shared and executed, the outcome would be more fruitful and beneficial. Thus, as stated in text 2, Maharaj Viditasva offered the eastern part of the world to his brother Haryaksha, and the southern part to Dhumrakesha, the western part to Vrika, and the northern part to Dravina. In the text 3, where it talks about how Maharaj Viditasva was known as Antardhama, which means disappearance. This incident of Vijitasva, after knowing that Lord Indra was the one who stole the sacrificial horse of Maharaj Prithu, shows the characteristics of Vijitasva, who was very respectful to demigods by not revealing who the thief was. However, the question arises in mind why he kept quiet when his own father's sacrificial horse was stolen. Prabhupada explains nicely in the purport that when a devotee of the Lord commits an abominable activity, it should be overlooked and should not be reacted to, because a devotee of the Lord is considered to be a sadhu as he is already into the path of devotion. But due to his previous habits, he tends to fall down sometimes. So the same is applicable to us that when an aspiring devotee of the Lord, even though matter if the devotee is in the initial stage of progress, he is considered to be sadhu and one should refrain from committing aparadha against that devotee. This is already quoted in Bhagavad Gita, the section 9.30. Api chetusu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhakka sadhur eva sa manantavya samyak vyavasito hi saha. The question remains then, how can a person engaged in abominable activities, either by accident or intention, be a pure devotee? Srila Prabhupada, in his purport to this Bhagavad Gita, section 9.31, mentions generally a devotee who is engaged in the nine kinds of devotional activities is engaged in the process of cleansing all material contamination from the heart. He puts the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and all sinful contaminations are naturally washed away. Continuous thinking of the Supreme Lord makes him pure by nature. According to the Vedas, there is a certain regulation that if one falls down from his exalted position, he has to undergo certain ritualistic process to purify himself. But here there is no such condition because the purifying process is already there in the heart of the devotee due to his remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead constantly. Therefore, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare should be continued without stoppage. This will protect a devotee from all accidental fall downs. He will thus remain perpetually free from all material contamination. Since Indra was a great and a powerful demigod and servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vijitasva purposefully excused him due to sentiment, even though Indra was acting wrongly. Thus Indra became very pleased with Vijitasva at that time, since these demigods have the great mystic power of being able to appear and disappear according to their will, and Indra was very pleased with Vijitasva. He bestowed this mystic power upon him. Thus, Vijitasva became known as Antardhama. So these were very pretty simple, straightforward verses talking about the family lineage and little bit of the history of King Vijitasva, who eventually will sacrifice the position of the king as his nature doesn't suit to rule over. So I conclude here for today's reading. Thank you very much.